and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about one of the transitions that's difficult for people to make as they take on added responsibilities in the course of your career. You see, when you start out your career, let's say mowing grass, virtually everything that you're doing is productive. It's obviously concrete work where you're accomplishing something. Or another way of calling it is delivery. You're delivering a product or a service. So when you're mowing grass, your main job is to walk in circles. There's not a lot of design or leadership or strategy involved in that. But as life goes on, even in that first position, you begin to add some leadership component to the job. And that might be a strategy of how you're going to get the grass cut sooner. It might be communication, which helps you to get additional jobs or make more money with the jobs that you have. But then what happens as your career goes on is that the productivity side of your job becomes smaller and the leadership side becomes greater. And then as life goes on, one day you wake up and realize that you're not accomplishing a whole lot. You can get a good look at that. You're not accomplishing a whole lot of concrete work at all. Most of the contribution that you are bringing to the organization is through other ways. You can think of it as the value chain of your organization's product being broken up differently, and most of what you're adding is not delivery. It's not something you can see or something even that you can count, but it's nonetheless important. And that's a very difficult transition to make. So you'll find what a lot of people do, at a certain point in their jobs, and sometimes some people never figure this out, is they reach down and try to spend more time on the delivery side, try to spend more time doing concrete work or interfering in other people's concrete work, which is why your boss drives you crazy. So as your career progresses, you should actually see it as a good thing that what you bring to the table is not something obvious. What you contribute in a meeting might not even be the information, the report. It might be something far more vague and abstract. It might have to do with your access to the entire industry, to other organizations, to other parts of the organization. It might have to do with your perspective. It might have to do with your relationships around the table, and just with a couple of small adjustments at the beginning or the end of the meeting, you can steer things in a way that adds value that no one else at that table can do. So learning to be comfortable with a larger component of that design, of that strategy, of that leadership will take you a long way in living into this next stage in your career, whether it's one that you recently stepped into or one that you're going to step into soon. So that's all for today. Thanks a lot for joining us, and we'll talk soon.